Hi, everybody. I'm meteorologist Ben Dery. Thanks for checking us out on Kare 11 Plus. Well, we started the day off with a little bit of rainfall, especially areas in the North Metro and points north of the Twin Cities. You can see the dark blue shaded area where a narrow swath of a half an inch or more fell over, again, a fairly narrow corridor. Some areas saw about a tenth of an inch of rain, and then you go about a mile or two further away, and some folks saw up to a half an inch of rainfall. So that was a pretty significant swath that moved through earlier today. You can see St. Cloud at the airport picked up about a quarter of an inch, and officially at MSP, nothing. While many of us did wake up to some wet roadways, apparently none of those drops made it at the official measuring station out at MSP. Menominee with about a tenth of an inch of rain, and notice Brainerd picked up just a trace of rain. That swath moved through here late last night into the early morning hours, and about 6 o'clock in the morning, we even had a couple of lightning strikes over some northern Twin Cities suburbs. That all clears out of here. We have colder temperatures that are working its way in, and you can actually see on the tail end of this 12-hour loop some snowflakes falling from Alexandria through, say, the Fort Ripley, the Little Falls area, central part of the state. Don't be surprised to see a few flakes, but any accumulation is going to be pretty tough to come by. We've seen a pretty wild temperature swing, by the way, over the last 20 hours. Remember yesterday afternoon, very comfortable conditions. We had temperatures that were in the 70s, and basically since then, temperatures have been steadily falling. Today's climate data is going to say our high temperature is about 56 degrees. That happened at about 2 or 3 o'clock this morning. Temperatures have been slowly falling since, and it looks like temps will continue to fall through tonight, eventually bottoming out Friday morning, when most of us are going to be waking up tomorrow to some mid and upper 20s for overnight lows. So yes, it will be a chilly start to the last day of the work week. 44 right now. You can see colder temperatures up north. We have a stiff north breeze between about 10 and 15 miles per hour, ushering in those cooler temperatures. That's why we expect temps to gradually fall as we head into the afternoon. And we still have some pretty cold air just sitting to our north. Look at this. These are air temperatures, by the way, on both sides of zero over the Canadian prairies. Now, we're not talking temperatures this cold, but it just shows that winter is still hanging on through not too far away from our next door neighborhoods. So that's something to be mindful of. Any kind of weather system that rolls through will tap into some of that cold air, and we do expect more of these up and down swings with temperatures. Case in point, this is really what we've seen over the last month or so. Look at the temperature trend over the past 31 days. This is why we say there's no such thing as normal, just average. And you can see we had a big spike in temperatures earlier this month. You can see on the 7th and 8th of the month, big cool down behind that snowstorm. Remember when we saw temperatures in the single digits and even sub-zero? That was the 16th and 17th of the month. We saw record warmth with temperatures 35 degrees warmer than average on the 21st. A little bit of a drop, and then yesterday we saw temperatures really warm as well. So this is what March is typically known for. Big swings in temperature, especially when snowpack is involved, and then we melt the snowpack and then temperatures just skyrocket again. And we expect this kind of temperature trend, this up and down trend, to continue over the next several days. And again, we bottom out Friday morning before we warm back up, possibly into the mid to even upper 60s by the time we head into Sunday. So we're on the downward swing right now. It looks like we'll see that upward trend through the weekend. As we head into the afternoon, a couple of snowflakes for the Brainerd Lakes area, maybe a few sprinkles around the Twin Cities late this afternoon into the evening, but any significant rain or snow is just not going to happen. We clear out overnight tonight. Notice some snow showers for parts of northern Wisconsin by Friday morning. Areas along the south shore of Lake Superior and especially around the Hayward Lakes area might see a dusting of snow early tomorrow, but the rest of us, a chilly and breezy day tomorrow. Air temperatures again in the 20s as we wake up Friday morning. And with that wind, that northwest wind between about 10 and 15 miles per hour, wind chill values by Friday morning might actually be in the teens and stay in the 20s all day. So especially compared to the 70s we saw yesterday, Friday is going to be a chilly day. But again, a weekend warm-up is afoot. Here's your weekend forecast for some select cities across the region. You can see temperatures staying below freezing across central and northern Minnesota for Friday. Saturday will be the start of the warming trend. 40s and 50s return, and then Sunday should be one of the warmer days. We should see a lot of 50s and 60s across the region with colder temperatures still hanging on from Duluth up along the North Shore. This is the weekend forecast for the Twin Cities specifically. Notice a chilly start to Saturday. We'll start off in the mid-20s, but warm into the mid-50s by the the afternoon. So milder conditions. A pleasant Sunday is in the forecast. 65 degrees is our forecast high. That's between 15 and 20 degrees warmer than average. And it looks like those temperatures will stay in the 60s through the first couple of days of next week as we wrap up the month of March. Overcast today, maybe a sprinkler to this afternoon, but I wouldn't count on it. And we gradually see temperatures cool throughout the afternoon. Notice statewide, we're colder than freezing across northern Minnesota with a few snowflakes around the Brainerd Lakes area. And then your forecast lows for tonight, 27 here in the Twin Cities, lower to middle 20s for outlying metro locations, teens and even single digits up across northern Minnesota. That is going to be a chilly start to Friday, but we should see a good amount of sunshine. It'll be breezy, so it'll probably look a lot warmer than it actually feels like outside for Friday. Pleasant conditions are expected this upcoming weekend with temperatures warming by leaps and bounds. We rise, I should say, from the 30s Friday to the 50s Saturday and then 60s on Sunday. And again, those low 60s will continue into early next week. A more active weather pattern as we head into the month of April with scattered rain showers both Tuesday and Wednesday.